This is the 10th video in my series on using Google Sheets to do inferential statistics by simulations, and the second where we're working with categorical data. In the previous video, we took this July 2018 Pulse of the Nation survey. We looked at the variables of whether or not people agree that nobody deserves a free handout from the government and whether or not they think that applies to small working class towns in America's heartland, and we did what's called scrubbing the data. Now we're going to ask the question, who is more likely to believe that the government should help small working class towns in America's heartland? People who agree that nobody deserves a handout, or people who disagree that nobody deserves a handout? Obviously, if you think nobody deserves a handout, you should therefore think that the government should not be giving handouts to small working class towns and vice versa, but let's see if that's actually backed up by the data. First, we need to create this little two-way frequency table. I have organized the data by the agrees. I've done sort sheet A to Z by the agree column. Then I set up the parameters of my little two-way frequency table here. All right, how many people agree and say yes? Now, I could simply count them, but that's not quite what I want to do because later we're going to be randomizing this no column. What I really want to ask is how many no's are there that line up, how many yeses are there that line up with any of the agrees? Now, the agrees go from row 2 clear down to row 358. Right here, 358. So I'm going to use Google Sheets to count all the yeses that appear in column B anywhere from 2 to 358. The formula for that is equals count if, open parentheses, the range is B2. Remember, I'm looking for yeses and nos. That's in column B. B2 colon B 358, comma, and I'm looking for the word yes. Quote, yes, end quote, close parentheses, enter. There are 270 yeses that appear in column B lining up with agrees. 270 people agree that nobody deserves a free handout for the government, yet somehow think we should be doing more to help small towns by presumably giving them handouts. These 270 people could not wrap their head around the question. How about the disagrees? So it's the same group. We're still looking, let's look at the no's. The same group of agrees, but now instead of counting the yeses, we're counting the no's. I'm just going to copy and paste my formula for the yeses over here, but I'm going to change it so instead of counting yeses, it's now counting no's. 87 people are consistent. They agree we should have no handouts, and they agree we should not be doing more to help small working class towns. Now let's look at the disagrees. The disagrees go from 359, row 359, starting here, down to the end of the spreadsheet at 675. Overshot it right down here. So we're still counting yeses and nos. We're still counting them in column B, but now we're going to count from B 359 colon B 675. And we're going to count here. We're still under the yes, people who say yes. And here we're going to count the no's. And again, I'm going to be lazy and just copy and paste this formula over, but then change the word yes to no. There we go. Let's double check with some totals. This is the total of E5 plus E6 equals E5 plus E6. This is the total of F5 plus F6 equals F5 plus F6. This will be the total of E5 plus F5. This will be the total of E6 plus F6. Now, the next thing I'm about to do is to start randomizing this column here. But before I do that, I'm going to cut over to another video where we will do all of our trials.